Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lake Office. Hey, I wanted to share a video with you. I get phone calls from clients all the time talking to me about opportunities and to invest. One of the areas they always talk about is gold. I hear a gold commercial, I see a gold commercial. I heard that gold never loses money. Nothing can be further from the truth. Gold is an asset class just like anything else, just like a stock, a technology stock, real estate, etc. Gold is an asset. Yes, you can own gold. Is it bad to own gold? No, not necessarily. Is it bad to buy a bunch of gold by somebody online because they told you that gold never loses its value? Yes, that's probably a bad idea. And I'll tell you why. First off, gold, it's just a metal. Yes, industrial production and people use it for various uses. Gold could be used for jewelry. A lot of people like to buy gold and hold on to it. But gold doesn't produce you any income. So if you hold it as an asset, it just sits there. It does nothing. It takes up space. It doesn't produce you any income at all. If your job was gold and it paid you no income, would you have that job? The question would be, no, you'd get rid of it. So if gold is sitting in your safe, that's fantastic. Keep it there. There's nothing wrong with owning gold. But the problem is when I get calls from individuals that always want to say, hey, I heard this commercial, market's going to crash. Should I buy gold? Well, let me tell you, let me in on you a little secret here. Gold falls in value too. Let me repeat that. Gold falls in value too. I heard this phrase from an old investor a long time ago. He said, back in the 1970s, an ounce of gold would buy you a great suit. And what's funny is in 2025, 1 ounce of gold will buy you a great suit. Gold just keeps up with inflation. The problem that a lot of people have is when they talk about buying gold, they think markets are going to crash or something bad's going to happen out there in the world. If something bad happens out there in the world and you own a lot of gold, what are you going to do with it? Can you go sell it somewhere? Sure, you can go to a pawn shop. They're going to give you 70 cents on the dollar. Yes, you can trade in your gold and get 70 cents back for it. You're going to lose money then. That's not smart. Why would I do that? What else can I do with gold? Can I use it to pay for a house or something like that? No. You can't take gold into the bank and say, hey, I want to pay off my mortgage. You can't take gold and do anything with it necessarily. Is gold a bad investment? Not necessarily. But gold is a bad investment if you think markets are going to fall. Because when markets crash, so does the price of gold. When markets crash, money supply goes down. Asset prices go down. That means the person that could have bought your gold is probably not going to buy your gold at a higher price because assets have gone down. Gold is not a great hedge against market downturns. In the past market downturns, we've seen gold fall just as much as other asset classes. And in fact, sometimes it'll fall even more. And as I tell everybody, one of the things that are pretty interesting is one person said to me, you know what, I think the market's going to crash. This was some years ago. And they said, if the market's going to crash, I need to load up all my gold. If markets are going to crash, I need to load up all my gold. Nothing can be further from the truth. If markets are really going to crash and there are no markets and we're out of all this other stuff and you can't go to the grocery store and buy your water, you can't go to the grocery store and buy food, canned goods or anything like that, gold's not going to help you. Gold's not going to, you're not going to be able to go to your neighbor and say, hey, I have some gold. Can I trade you for something you have in your pantry? Isn't going to happen. One interesting gentleman said to me one time, 1 ounce of gold will buy you a great suit. That's true 1970 and it's true in 2025. Another smart man told me one time, he's like, if I have my neighbor come up to me and tell me one more time that he's going to buy gold because the market's going to crash, that's fine. Because I'm going to end up buying guns and bullets. And what ends up happening in a market crash, guns and bullets are worth just as much as gold. And in the end, if all markets crater and crash, and you have gold and I have guns and bullets, at the end of the day, I have guns and bullets and I have your gold. So, when we're talking about markets crashing, don't run out and buy gold. Don't get fixated on these ads that are on TV about how gold's going to keep going up and it never loses money in a downturn and all this. It's all bunk. Gold is an asset class that can be put as a part of your portfolio but it shouldn't be an investment you use for retirement. It shouldn't be an investment you use if the markets are going to crash. It should be investment that you want to use because when you get the opportunity to rebalance or resell, it's an asset class that you can sell at a higher level. At the end of the day, folks, all these asset classes that we use, whether it be gold, real estate, stocks, bonds, it doesn't matter. A diversified portfolio takes care of things, and gold is not the place to go when markets crash. Gold crashes too. From Jason Esser at Lake Office, signing off.